We're finally making this
Finally.
happen. Can we get a shot of these boots? Look at these. Wow, unbelievable. Yeah,
I brought 7 pairs of shoes, and I always go back to the same outfit.
Do you have like an entire suitcase just full of the shoes?
I came with multiple suitcases. The thing is, I always tell like my husband this, I need options. I know I always just wear the same outfit, but I want to have like 18 outfits to look at. I want like 7 pairs of shoes. I need a whole bunch of different like workout things. My bag was filled to the brim. I started shoving things in TJ's suitcase. He's like, I don't need this. What is this sequin bra? I'm like, it's something
what
I
if
might
TSA
be wearing.
goes through this? Yeah, does he pack light?
He has an Uso shirt that he wears, a Rey Mysterio and Bret Hart Roots of Fight sweatshirt that he wears, and then the rest is all my stuff shoved in his bag.
Man, how many WrestleManias have you been to?
So this is actually a world record. This is, I have a new world record. I have the most matches of any woman in WrestleMania history. This is my 13th appearance and my 11th match.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's something, honestly, Chris, I never take it for granted because my dad was a part of the second WrestleMania with Bret and with Andre the Giant. They were in that Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And my dad, up until his last, year on this earth, he was talking about that match, that moment, that it was WrestleMania, that it was special, that it meant something to him. And I always just feel like it's so important. I know that it's a crazy, crazy time in the world, and everything's so fast-paced, and we're scrolling through social media, and we're turning on the news, and we're racing to get to, from one place to the next. But I never take it for granted how hard it was to get here, how hard it is to stay here, how hard it is to have competed, across so many different generations of these, I went through the Divas era, I went through the Women's Evolution, we're here right now, and
and you're still
and
here.
I don't take it for granted, and to be a part of this WrestleMania in particular, it's the biggest WrestleMania in WWE history. It's the highest grossing gate. Every year we smash records. We're about to smash a new record with this one, and to be a part of it and to be doing what I love, my 16th year in WWE is just a massive honor.
What do you attribute your longevity to?
To be perfectly honest, I take care of myself like it's a religion. It's so crazy to say that, but I think it's important for people to know. When you look at Tom Brady, for example, I don't watch football, or I try to, but I don't understand it. Tom Brady, it's not a secret. Tom Brady, LeBron James, these are guys that they take care of themselves. They're on a table several times a week. I'm on a table 4 times a week. I work with an active release therapist. I work with an adrenal specialist. I work with a massage therapist. I work with a professional stretcher who stretches people in the NFL. I am religious about my vitamins. I'm religious about my diet, my workouts. I take it very seriously because not everybody should do this. And there's only a handful of men and women in the world that can do this at this level. And for me to have had thousands of matches in WWE, thousands of bumps and bruises and broken bones and broken ligaments, you can't stay doing this unless you take care of yourself. So my health is key. And also staying safe. Staying safe in the ring. I take a lot of pride in safety with each other, having fun, taking risks, but above all else, we got to protect each other.
Yeah. Look, it's always great talking to a fellow Canadian.
Yeah. What part of Canada are you?
I'm from Toronto.
Okay, so Calgary, Toronto.
Yeah, my sister lives in Calgary.
Yeah,
she lives in Airdrie.
Oh my, that's like an hour from where I the Hart House.
Amazing. Wow.
Sending love to Airdrie.
This is always such a difficult one, but give me your Mount Rushmore of Canadian wrestlers.
First and foremost, Bret Hart. Bret is, to this day, he inspires the new generation. To inspire, your favorites, that Bret was their favorite. And it's funny hearing Roman Reigns say it was, because Roman grew up in a dynasty of wrestlers as well, with the Samoan dynasty. And I've heard so many times Roman say it was Bret Hart that made me want to do this. And so you think Bret Hart.
Yep.
I would say Stu Hart, because my grandfather was amateur wrestling champion of Canada. God, this is going to get really good.
Is everyone going to be named Hart?
Bret Hart, Stu Hart, Owen Hart, and if I was to pick one more on that Mount Rushmore, I'm not going to be arrogant because I'm humble natty.
Okay.
Humble natty. I won't put myself in that list, even though I am the best of all time. I will throw in Edge.
Very nice to take it outside the family.
31-time champion in WWE.
Yeah.
His longevity He's in his late 40s. He looks phenomenal.
Yes.
He makes you forget about his age because age is just a number. But like, I think Edge is, every time he performs, you always go, wow, he's still got it.
Yeah.
He's still got it after everything that he's been through. So yes, Bret Hart, Stu Hart, Owen Hart, and Edge.
Do you have a favorite Bret Hart match?
Yeah. Oh, I have so many. It's funny because like my husband and I have a dungeon. We have a dungeon. We call it the dungeon, but it's like where we model it after where we train.
And by the way, if you're not a wrestling fan, that could be a completely different thing.
Yes. Well, it's not. It's not only cats, but it's. But it's, my grandfather had a place where he would train the greatest pro wrestlers in the world. It was called the Dungeon.
Of course.
And so it's funny. I'm so used to doing television at TV, so I'm thinking of you as the hard cam. But really, it's you I'm talking to.
It's the same thing.
But
We're talking to everybody out there.
Yes, the people, the masses.
Yes.
But we have a dungeon that we train in, and
you have a ring set up there.
we have
so many people have talked about how much they love
yes.
training with you and TJ.
And we love our training. It's very, very special to us, and like we just stay ready. I always say to people, don't get ready, stay ready. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm so blessed to be able to have that ring, and it's a WWE ring. My husband, we basically, he asked for it, and TJ has such a great relationship with, talent. It's so nice to be able to have people that go, hey, I need help. And so we can, he especially works with them and helps them. A massive amount of people have come to him for help.
So you've completely avoided my question of your favorite Bret Hart match.
Oh my gosh. I forgot what the question was. I got off on a tangent. I would say my favorite Bret Hart match. I know I'm so biased. I'm so biased. I would say Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10, Madison Square Garden. It was the greatest WrestleMania opener of all time. I always tell people, if you want to be a wrestler, if you want to do this, if you want to get into this, watch that match. Because it was about simple, a lot of people would say Bret versus Steve Austin or Bret versus Shawn Michaels. Because only Bret could make a 61-minute Iron Man match. Bret and Shawn could make that match exciting. Everybody else would be like, oh my God, how are we going to get through an hour of wrestling? And then they did an extra minute. That was a phenomenal match. But I just think from a storytelling standpoint, the simplicity and the beauty of Owen versus Bret, and then Owen getting that, I'm always for the underdog. And Bret, a lot of people don't know this, but Bret was a huge catalyst for Owen getting a big push in WWE. Vince McMahon, there was a different direction they were going to go with Bret that year, and it wasn't with Owen. And Bret stood up and said, no, I want Owen to have this moment. I want him to be a part of this match. I want him in this. And it was Bret that, I love that he stood up and, fought for his brother. But, the storyline was that they were fighting against each other when really Bret was creating this magical moment that now has lived on forever when you think about, great humans. Yeah. Owen was just, played the role of this bad guy, but he was such an amazing person, and, he and Bret manifested that magic. So that's my favorite Bret Hart.
I feel like the answer to what's your favorite Bret Hart match, the answer is yes. Him versus everybody's.
And he just had a way of elevating everybody that he worked with, and that's true leadership. That's you look at his work and it just stands the test of time today, where you see it and it's so real, it's so believable, and I know people think sometimes too that Bret is very serious about his career. He doesn't take every single match he just took so seriously, and I think that's so important to have that pride.
Do you think if Owen was still with us, he would have eventually won the WWE Championship?
Yes, I do. I think Owen was on par to it's funny because Bret had a little bit Bret, I always felt like Bret was the most serious and Owen wanted to have fun. Yeah. But Owen had this character that we you're looking at it I look at Dominic's character in WWE and it's I see little shades of Owen, that little mischievous side in Dom, but I think Owen would have definitely won a World Heavyweight Championship, and Owen just, he won it. He won in so many other ways. So he did so many other things that people just never even got to see. When he would have 2 days at home, he would go home and go to a children's hospital and visit sick kids on his days off with no cameras around, no Twitter, no media attention, something he would do privately. And he helped so many people in our family it was very unsung, that people just don't know about the things that he did. So he's an unbelievable person.
Wow, what a family legacy! This is unbelievable.
Thank you. I'm very proud of my family.
As you should be. Look, keep shattering those records, keep inspiring everybody, and I'm so glad we were finally able to catch up.
Yeah, and speaking of shattering people. I'm excited, though, at WrestleMania to break Ronda's other arm because, Ronda said, she tweeted or she posted on Instagram, her illustrious Instagram posts, about having a broken radius. Well, this year at WrestleMania will be so cool. I envision myself putting her and Shayna in the sharpshooter at the same time, and I think it's just time to break your other arm, Ronda. So I think that sounds good.
I feel like that's probably going to happen.
I feel like it feels right. It just feels right. And Ronda's whole family can watch.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.